Hello students, in this video we are going to solve one question from chapter 1 real numbers grade 10 mathematics. So the question in front of us is show that there is no positive integer n for which this quantity, this number square root of n minus 1 plus square root of n plus 1 is rational. So in other words, what we want to show that uh, square root of n minus 1 plus square root of n plus 1 is always irrational for every integer, positive integer n. So let's begin the solution. So we will prove this question again by contradiction. So we will assume that square root of n minus 1 plus n plus 1 is a rational number. Which implies square root of n minus 1 plus square root of n plus 1 can be written in this form: a upon b, where b is not equal to 0 and a and b are coprime integers. Observe that whenever we talk about coprime integers, so we want two integers and those two integers must be non-zero. Okay, so in this word itself takes guarantee that a is not equal to 0 and b is not equal to 0. So b is in the denominator, that's why I have written this. And coprime itself says that they both can't be 0. Now I will be labeling this equation as equation 1. This is my equation number 1. Let's reciprocal this equation. So I will get 1 upon under root n minus 1 plus n plus 1 equals to b upon a. Now we already know a is not equals to 0, that's why we are able to take the reciprocal of this equation 1. So still let me write a is not equals to 0. Now recall from grade 9 that whenever we see such type of expression, what comes to our mind? Let's rationalize this. Okay, so this is also a similar thing, so let's rationalize it. So 1 upon under root n minus 1 plus n plus 1 into, what happens in rationalization is n minus 1 minus n plus 1 divided by same thing. Okay, and this thing remains as it is. So let's put these things in bracket because they have two terms. Now this one will multiply it with the numerator, so we have n minus 1 minus n plus 1 whole thing divided by, denominator is a very famous formula, a plus b, a minus b, so it will be n minus 1 whole square negative n plus 1 whole square. This is b upon a. what I have here is n minus 1 minus n plus 1 upon n minus 1, this negative sign here, and this will be n plus 1. So it will become in bracket, but let's remove it, remove the bracket and do the adjustment without the brackets. So it will be n minus 1 b upon a. So what I have here is n minus 1 minus n plus 1 upon n cancels, and we have minus 2 equals to b upon a. Last simplification, under root. Okay, so I want to consume this negative sign in the numerator. So what I will have here is, let's look at the equation number 1. Equation number 1 is n minus 1 first and then n plus 1. I can interchange them. Okay. Here we have n minus 1 first, and I want to consume this negative. So it will be n plus 1 first and minus of n minus 1 divided by plus 2 b upon a, and this 2 is shifting besides a. So it's getting multiplied to b upon a. Now this is my one more equation, equation number 2. Now observe that equation number 1 is this. Let me copy this. Now you have to observe these two equations. I'm going to add them. Let's add equation 1 and equation 2. Okay? It's okay if I write it again. Okay? This is my equation number 1. And because there is plus in between, I can interchange this square root with this. I want this in the first place, and this is going to be in second place. So here I have plus and this is minus. This is the equation 1. Now I have to add it. So while adding equation 1 and 2, what we will get is, now I'm not adding it actually, but I will try to visualize this. So you have to add these two equations. Okay? You have to add these two equations. So these two terms are same and with same sign. These two terms are same with different signs. So these two things will be vanished. Okay? Yes. So this quantity plus this quantity, 2 times of square root n plus 1 and nothing on this side, sorry, nothing besides this, 0, equals to a upon b plus 2b upon a. So what I have here is n plus 1 equals 2. So here we have 2, okay? Now let's take LCM on this side. So AB, this like that, okay? So this is a square plus 2b square, and what about this 2? This 2 is shifting in the cross multiplying in the denominator. This is also an important equation. Equation number 3. Now I want to subtract equation 1 and 2. When I subtract it, what I will get? Can you imagine after subtraction? this and this, they both are cancelled. And I am subtracting, so let's write it down. I am subtracting 1 and 2. So this will come first and negative sign will be in front of it, so this will be plus. So subtracting equation 1 and 2. So it will be 2 times under root n minus 1. If you are not getting this, you have to write it down and then see square root of n plus 1 is gone and n minus 1 is there. And a upon b minus 2b upon a. So the simplified version of this is n minus 1. Let me take the LCM again. So a square minus 2b square upon ab, and यहाँ पे 2 है, so that 2 is going on this side. This is again an important one. Equation number 4. I hope till here everything is clear. Now what we have, square root of n plus 1 is equal to a square plus 2b square upon 2ab, and square root of n minus 1 equals to a square minus 2b square upon 2ab. Okay. Now since ab belongs to integers, which implies this combination and this combination, they both belongs to rational family. I'm writing it very straightforward because this question is already very lengthy and it's a good intense solution. Otherwise what we are supposed to write is a, b belongs to z, which implies this combination also belongs to z, 2ab also belongs to z, which implies this type of combination, एक numerator में एक denominator में, that belongs to a rational. So I'm skipping this. Okay. So this is rational and there is a equal sign in between, तो इसको भी rational बनना पड़ेगा. ये rational है, ये equal है इसको, तो ये भी rational बनना ही पड़ेगा. Which implies square root of n plus 1 and square root of n minus 1 are rational numbers. Okay. तो अब यहाँ पे हमें किस पॉइंट को रिकॉल करना है? दिस वन. स्क्वायर रूट में अगर हम कोई भी नंबर लिखें तो वो इरेशनल होता है या रैशनल होता है? सो इफ आई राइट any number, any prime number, so 2 or 3 or 5 or 7, they are definitely irrational numbers. But if I write composite numbers which are not perfect prime, like 6, like 8, like 12, they are also irrational numbers. So स्क्वायर रूट में ऐसे कौन से नंबर्स लिखेंगे कि वो इरैशनल नहीं होते हैं? जैसे कि 1, स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 1 इज 1, स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 4 इज 2. ऐसे नंबर्स, स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 9, स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 16, स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 25, स्क्वायर रूट के अंदर अगर हम परफेक्ट स्क्वायर नंबर्स लिखते हैं तो देन इट बिकम्स अ good numbers, sorry, rational, good numbers, rational numbers, right? तो here this is a rational number. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? जो स्क्वायर रूट के अंदर जो भी नंबर लिखा है वो एक परफेक्ट स्क्वायर नंबर है. ये जो भी नंबर है स्क्वायर रूट के अंदर वो एक परफेक्ट स्क्वायर होना चाहिए. So this tells me that square root of x is a rational if and only if x is either 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 49, 64 and so on. Okay, 81, like that. That's the perfect square numbers. So this means that n plus 1 can be 1 or 4 or 9 or 16 or 25, 49, like that. Similarly, ये जो n minus 1 है वो भी इन्हीं में से कोई एक होना चाहिए. Now let's look at the condition on this n. This n is the positive integer. Positive integer starts from 1, not from 0. Okay. So n is my positive integer. So it starts from 0. If it is written that non-negative, तो शायद मैं 0 लेता. Okay. Now, if I take n equals to 1, so this number is not possible. Okay. N plus 1 cannot achieve this value 1 because to achieve 1 I have to put n equal to 0. So I have to remove this option from here. और ये कब होगा? जब n का value 2 होगा. So for this I have this option. Okay. So I have rejected this one for n plus 1. Okay. Now also observe that n plus 1 and n minus 1 इस टाइप के नंबर्स, ये n के वैल्यूज़ कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? n के वैल्यूज़ दे आर स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. Let's put 1 by 1. If I put 1, so this is 2 and this is 0. If I put what happened here? If I put n is equal to 1, so this is 0. So 0 is not here. Okay. Okay. So let's not worry about for these values. What I'm talking about is something different. जब मैं n का वैल्यू 1 लेता हूँ तो ये 2 बनता है और ये 0 बनता है. जब मैं n का वैल्यू 2 लेता हूँ तो ये 3 बनता है और ये बनता है 1. जब मैं n का वैल्यू 3 लेता हूँ तो ये बनेगा 4 और ये बनेगा 2, like that. Okay. What's the point? What's the difference between this and this? So इसके बीच में gap कितना है? 2 minus 0. So what's the difference? Difference is 2. Gap 2 का, इसके gap 2 का, again gap 2 का. So in general, what is the gap between such type of numbers? Such type of numbers के बीच में gap कितना? So n minus 1 एक छोटा नंबर होगा as compared to n plus 1, right? n minus 1 छोटा है इससे क्योंकि इसमें से 1 माइनस हो रहा है. तो इसके बीच में का गैप कैसे निकाला जाता है? आगे वाला नंबर माइनस पीछे वाला नंबर. सो n plus 1 माइनस n minus 1 in bracket, लेकिन plus 1. So n कट गया और ये 2. So what's the point here is, ऐसे numbers के बीच में difference 2 का है. Okay. Now what I want, let's remove this one. अगर ये वन यहाँ है भी तो कुछ फर्क पड़ नहीं रहा है. नाउ व्हाट आई वांट यू टू चूज एनी नंबर. या तो आप ये वन ले लो और इसमें से किसी एक को ले लो. You will never get n minus 1. You cannot choose. You cannot choose any number having difference 2. अगर कम से कम ये 1 भी ले लूँ मैं तो what's the difference in these two? 0. If you take this 4, the gap is 3. If you take this 9, the gap is 8. आप कुछ भी कर लीजिए, you will never get choice for n minus 1 so that the gap is 2. Okay? अगर आप 4 ले लेते हैं तो n माइनस 1 को क्या चूज करेंगे बताइए. 1, कितना गैप होगा? 3. अगर आप 4 को, ये 4 लेते हैं तो गैप 0. अगर आप 9 लेते हैं तो गैप 5. ये 16 लेते हैं तो गैप 12. 2 का गैप कभी नहीं मिलने वाला. मतलब इफ यू चूज एनी वन ऑफ इट, आपको सेकंड वाला ऑप्शन कभी मिलेगा ही नहीं, क्योंकि इन दोनों के बीच का गैप 2 का है और इसके लिए जो भी वैल्यूज़ अवेलेबल हैं उसमें से आप कुछ भी लीजिए, ये कभी भी सेट हो ही नहीं पाएगा. 16 के लिए कौन सा ऑप्शन लेने वाले हो ताकि दोनों के बीच में गैप 2 का हो. ओके, what I want to write here is this. Also, the difference between n plus 1 and n minus 1 equals to n plus 1 minus n minus 1. So let me write it directly. 2. Now observe that no values of n plus 1 from the list 1. This 1 is not there, but still I am writing 1, 4, 9, 16 and so on. That no values of n plus 1 from this list will give perfect choice for n minus 1 from the list 1, 4, 9, 16 and so on, such that the difference is 2. Okay, difference is 2. इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? अगर इसे रैशनल बनना है तो इसके पास यही ऑप्शंस हैं और इसके पास यही ऑप्शंस हैं. ऐसे ऑप्शंस में से देयर इज नो चॉइस फॉर n plus 1 and n minus 1 कि वो रैशनल बनेगा. इसका मतलब इसमें इन दोनों में से कोई एक तो भी इर्रैशनल होगा. ओके, इन दोनों में से कोई एक इर्रैशनल होगा. दोनों इर्रैशनल नहीं, एक को चॉइस मिल सकता है. इफ दिस टेक्स 4, ही इज अ गुड नंबर, पर इसके लिए कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है एंड वाइस वर्सा. तो कोई एक तो इर्रैशनल होगा, इसका मतलब इन दोनों में से कोई एक इर्रैशनल है. ओके, तो मेरा अजम्पशन रॉन्ग है. ओके, which implies either of them is an irrational number. So our assumption is wrong. Hence, n plus 1 plus n minus 1 is an irrational for n belongs to Z plus. I hope this theoretical proof is clear to everyone. This is all in this video. This is all in this video. Thank you so much. If you have any doubt, you can ask your doubt in comment section. Let's go through this again. Okay. Thank you so much.